Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and do we have a fun one in store for you tonight? It is Earstravagant Adventures right here live on Al Z Travels, Facebook, and YouTube. We are brought to you by Al Z Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Alon Z on over to alonz-travel.com/take the trip to get in touch with one of us incredible talent travel professionals. This is going to be fun. I'm excited for tonight. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I am Ritz. Joining me, as always, is the one and only, the talented, the fabulous, the wonderful owner and operator of Al Z Travel, Rachel Saldana. And we have a special guest tonight, Rachel. We do.
Yes, we do. I'm so psyched.
We have the owner, the operator, the mistress of the ears, Lauren from Lovely Lily & Co. over there on Instagram. And you can
Hello, darling.
Hello.
How we doing tonight? You excited?
Excited, a little scared, a little nervous, but
well, good. The scared fits the theme. You'll be fine.
It does. It's perfect.
It's gonna be fine.
Yes,
well,
it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it does. Well, each and every single week, we start the show out with a little news. Rachel, run us through our news this week.
Yeah, I just opened the Google Doc, so that's why I have a little bit of lag. You know how my laptop hates me. So, we have like no news. It's totally fine. Bippity Boppity Boutique is now open. Cool.
Yeah.
And Aulani turned 11. That's it.
You know, let's pull the curtain back a little bit on the Aulani thing, because, you know, you and I, we talk all the time about how we do the social media and stuff like that for the Al Z Travel Facebook page. And this week we're talking Aulani, oddly enough. And I know Suter posted the Aulani thing on Monday. And then like an hour later, Disney's like, hey, happy 11th birthday. I'm like, that would have been nice to know.
You know, it's sometimes my brain is smarter than, like, the front part of my brain is smarter than the back part of my brain. And it just like knew it was the birthday. And that's why I scheduled it to be Aulani's week. That's just what happened.
Whatever works, right?
You know, it's fine. It's witchcraft. And that just fits perfectly for what we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
Unrelated. I was there for their 10-year last year.
Yes, you were. You were there. Yeah, you were there like 2 weeks, a month before me, weren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were like so close to being there at the same time. That was
I was there on their 10-year. It was really cute. They did.
Did they do any kind of celebration?
Yeah, although I didn't see anything, but they closed off that whole like luau area and where you meet the characters during the day. It was all closed off for the whole day. So no, I didn't see anything special. They took things away.
Well, we also were there during COVID.
True.
So they, you know, yeah, we probably missed out on a lot of stuff.
I think we did. Okay, we'll just book another trip.
Exactly. Oh, twist our arm.
Okay.
So, also each and every single week, well, lately, we've been doing another fun little segment. And how apropos. Rachel, where'd you get those ears?
Oh, let me tell you. The best ear maker ever to exist ever. This girl right here. Hold on. Oh, yay. There's her Etsy page. So the reason these ears are the best, not only because they're better than Disney's, but they are front and back.
Boom.
Yes. And if you guys check out her reels on Instagram, she just posted how durable these silly ears are. I watched your reel, obviously, and I was shocked how you had everything like in there, but it stressed me out. But they held up really well.
Yeah. I'm doing a part 2 where I find a pair of ears that I packed in my duffel that I checked with no protection.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the pearls actually, and not one missing. And then
Oh my
also
God.
a pair of diamonds that were in my backpack that I threw in at the end of the park day and then took on the plane, threw under the seat, didn't even open my bag until this afternoon. And they're perfect.
That's really impressive. Like, because I put mine in between all my skirts, so they have like padding. Because I'm just nervous about it. And for everyone watching, she just put that beautiful, what is it? The Mickey purse. Like
Yeah,
both of them touching each other. I'm like, oh God.
oh, I've checked those two in a duffel before too.
Well, that just, I mean, quality. Quality.
They
These
have
are
fallen off of Space Mountain from the top, a pair of ears, and we lost 2 stones, but the ears were intact. Everything was still fine.
That's really impressive.
That's
But you
pretty
also
cool.
put a lot of time and effort into like figuring out the right way to make things. Yeah.
So,
So there full disclosure, there are other diamond ear makers out there, and I've purchased from one of them, but 0 of them are quality. So
so
credit where
I
credit is
have to
due.
ask because I'm
Yes.
clearly not somebody that wears ears. How did you get into wanting to do ears?
Oh, tell this story.
I need to know how. Nobody just wakes up and says, "I'm going to make Disney ears."
Well, it all started a long time ago. My husband and I went to Disney World for our Disney Moon, and
I like
all the
that.
all the ears were just so ugly and basic back then. And I started out doing hair bows, so I would put bows on Disney's ears, and I kind of helped make them interchangeable. And bows and fixing up ears then turned into me and one of my best friends creating these ears. She helped me come up with all this and do florals. Yeah, it's one of the originals with
Yeah, this
the
is an original
bow.
bow. These, like, this was detachable, and you could wear this, and her bows are like, I still have all of them. They are top-notch quality.
Yeah, you could put them through the washer.
Yeah, they had the
Nice.
little alligator clip. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so it just like turned, once the hype for bows went away, you got to keep finding something else. I worked full time in retail for a while, and we moved out, and I decided to like really just stay home and do what I love and keep going to Disney and Universal and wherever to it's been so much fun.
That's awesome.
And I get to meet people like Rachel through this. Like,
There you
Yeah, that
go.
was the craziest thing. I think the ears that like really solidified it was the Paris ears you made for me. Which,
yeah.
if you guys follow me, it's the ears I wear in like every single promo shot that I have. Those ears, my absolute favorite. They're the best. Obviously, they're from her. And Lauren, Jennifer has been trying to get your pearl ears. I told her about your shop opening, but she was a little too slow. So you're on her list of ears to get. But we're super excited to have you because, I love you, but also you're a scare expert. And
Yes.
we are not.
No.
I am not a scary movie person. I don't like scary anything. However, my greatest thrill in life, and my husband's not here, is jumping out and scaring my husband any chance that I get. Greatest thrill in life. But I don't want to be scared. So explain that to me. I have to tell this story. It has nothing to do with Halloween Horror Nights, but I bought a wig, and my sister-in-law was going to beauty school, and she had some mannequins, and she graduated, and I was like, I need a place to store my wig. She's like, oh, I have this mannequin I'm not using. We can shave off the hair and you can put your wig on top of it. I'm like, great. Sounds like a great plan. However, I have a sinister plan for this. So I get this shaved mannequin head, and my husband has a routine. Every time he comes home, goes in the bathroom, changes his clothes every day like clockwork. So I take the mannequin head, put it on the toilet seat, and just lie in wait.
That poor man.
This was video stuff, but I'll tell you what, if I had gotten that on video, it would have gone viral on TikTok. His reaction was priceless.
Remind me never to go anywhere with you.
Yeah, I will every chance I get to scare him, I scare him and he hates it. But 13 years later, we're still together. So
My husband plays terrifying video games, and he'll put like his VR headset on and noise canceling headphones. So yeah, I do the same thing. I like to go up behind him, or I'll grab his ankles. There was one time when he took the headphones off and he's playing something, and I lie in wait and told him I was going to bed, or hang out in the bedroom, close the door, but I'm not in the room, and then I flip on the garbage disposal. Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. It's the most fun, but don't do it to me.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to give me some pointers, because that's definitely next level, and I need to take my scaring next level. So,
Oh,
but
Joe,
I won't go to
if there's
Halloween
ever
Horror
a show
Nights.
to watch, Joe, this is the one to watch.
He's not gonna watch it.
I know he's not. But that brings us to Halloween Horror Nights. 48 hours away. Universal gets spooky.
Is it
And
really in 2
yeah.
days?
September 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, that's why this worked really well. See,
It's like
we may not plan these things, but it works out really well.
I think we did plan this, to be fair. I think we did, but I digress. Anyway.
Who knows anymore? I just work here. But 48 hours away from a 2-month spooky adventure throughout Universal Studios Orlando. And so we might as well dive right into it. It is very, very similar to something like Mickey's Not So Scary, or Mickey's Very... Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this. Don't shake your head at me yet. Mickey's Very Merry, and in the sense that it is a separately ticketed admission.
That's the only sense that it's the same.
That's what... Hey, we just got done talking about Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry. So continuity is a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Thank you. Anywho, it is a separately ticketed event, so you do need to make sure you have a ticket for that event, and it only runs select nights over the next 2 months.
A lot of the nights, though.
Yes.
A lot of nights. Yeah.
Correct.
And Universal does recommend this is not for anyone under the age of 13. So if you are going to bring a child, well, it's straight up on their website, and they don't even sell a child's ticket because it is scary. So if you do have kids and you want to take them to this, proceed with caution. It's not recommended for ages under 13. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some adults as well.
Some adults being the ones on this show.
It gets wild.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, you're our Halloween Horror Nights expert tonight. So, one thing I always love to ask when we do these different little events is kind of take us through what Halloween Horror Nights truly is. Because I can sit here and read off the website and, fake my way through this for the next hour. But you've actually been there. You've experienced this. So kind of walk me through it.
In the generic terms, I know the haunted houses can change from time to time. So you don't have to be like super specific with the haunted houses, but.
Yeah, that comes later.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my husband and I have been going every year since 2012.
Wow.
So we
love it.
Well, yeah. I'll be able to give you a good idea here. They change it up every year, though, especially lately. This event, it's getting bigger and bigger every year that we go. When we first started going, I want to say the first 2 or 3 years, we just bought the Rush of Fear Pass, which is valid for like the first 3 weeks as it started. Now it's like the first 21 nights or something like that. And it's a great price. It's, I think, currently now $129, and you get to experience like 17 nights of HHN. So that's the ticket we always buy. And we had never done Express before. And like I said, this event is just getting bigger and bigger every year. And now we can't imagine going without it.
Oh,
so
wow.
to kind of give you an idea, and we used to do okay, sorry, I'm rambling. I'm good. I'm so excited.
Keep rambling.
So as a guest, if you have a day ticket, you can upgrade and get like a Stay and Scream type ticket. I believe about $35. And you can stay in the park for Horror Nights on top of your day ticket and your Horror Nights ticket. This is basically a ticket for you to just go in their like stay and scream holding area. So you don't have to exit the park and come back in.
Which is big for getting in early, right?
Yes. So if you do not have Express, stay and scream was always the thing you wanted to try and do. When you're put in this holding area, our favorite one is The Simpsons because you can find some shade and some food while you wait. A nice comfy booth.
Yes.
Grab a beer at Moe's. And then you're led into, you have an option of 2 houses and you can get in line for either one of those. And you can start knocking off houses and going down the line before people in the front are even allowed inside. And starting in the back is great because everyone's going to run to the front, those front houses.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say last year we did Stay and Scream one night and we didn't do it the rest of the time. Again, this event is getting bigger and bigger every year. They have started queuing up for these houses while the park was still open.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
People were entering these Stay and Scream areas and then entering line, and it's still hot outside at this time. So there are people in full Halloween outfits with, makeup and hair and accessories, wearing umbrellas. We did Stay and Scream one night, and that was our only night we did it.
So Express Pass is like definitely the way to go then.
I can't see going without it anymore. And with our ticket, because we do get that Rush of Fear with Express, that brings the ticket price from like $129 to $429.
But you get Express Pass for the whole time, right?
Yes, every single night. And when you go to look at an a la carte option, just adding it on for one night, that's going to run like $120 a night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the starting price. So really take a look at those multi-night tickets with the Express add-on if you plan on doing this more than a couple nights, which you really do kind of need to do it multiple nights now. There's no more like one and done.
Haunted houses.
I was going to say that.
Have you been able to do all the haunted houses in a night?
With Express, yes. Okay. But doing all of them, experiencing all the scare zones, trying all the food, doing both the shows. I mean, it's kind of turning into Mickey's Not So Scary in the way that you can't do everything in one night anymore.
Yeah.
And see, that kind of leads me to my next question. You said you've done them all in one night with Express Pass and everything like that, but if I wanted to do everything start to finish, am I looking at 2 nights? Am I looking at 3 nights? What's like the ideal time frame?
My heart can't handle one night. Oh,
yeah, but you're a little pansy, so
I am. Yeah, what would you recommend, like, for clients that are looking to go to Universal? Because, like, for the parks, we always recommend 3 days to visit the parks, park to park, Express Pass, all that. But sounds like Halloween Horror Nights is a theme park in and of itself. So how many days do you think?
It truly is, because you also have all the rides that are open.
That's true.
And another really cool thing about it is the Diagon Alley is open.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up. Yes.
And I've gotten some awesome pictures in night mode during Horror Nights.
Didn't you also have an encounter with a Death Eater?
Yes. So that is over in Hogsmeade.
Yes.
So they'll do the dark.
They'll do that during the day, though?
They'll do it at night.
Okay.
So you can see it on Horror Nights evenings and non-Horror Nights evenings. Okay. But I have definitely park hopped over there, done it, and then came back on the Horror Nights night.
That's a little terrifying. Well, so before we get more into how you would do the day, real quick, so we have some context for all the stuff you're going to talk about. There are, and we kind of already mentioned it, haunted houses. So there's 10 haunted houses. This year, The Weeknd, the musical act, for those of you old like me who had to take a second to remember who The Weeknd is, they have a haunted house, and it's going to be the first of its kind. Music is infused, and it's going to be horrible. I already know it's going to be horrible.
He's pretty terrifying. He's a scary guy.
Yes, and like the previews of it look horrible, so you're going to love it, I'm sure. There's also a monster one, which actually looks kind of cool. One for Halloween. Andy, I wrote them all down. Pipe in whenever you can.
I have them right here if you want to just let me go.
Say them.
Thank you. There is the Weekend After Hours Nightmare. There is the Halloween one, the Horrors of Blumhouse, Universal Monsters, Legends Collide, Spirits of the Coven, Bugs Eaten Alive, Fiesta del Chupacabras, Hellblock Horror, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake, Descendants of Destruction.
So 4 of those are IP, so intellectual property. The rest of them are original concepts come up by the Universal team. So those are haunted houses. And then there's also scare zones. There's 6 scare zones, right?
5.
What are the names of those?
Hold on, I gotta find those. I wasn't ready for that. They don't have those listed.
So all those haunted houses are themed to all those things. And when he said Halloween, it's the movie Halloween, and it's the original Halloween with Michael Myers, not the sequel. So it's the original.
All right, I got our 5 scare zones.
Go with the scare zones.
Horrors of Halloween, Scarecrow Cursed Soil, Sweet Revenge, Graveyard Deadly Unrest, and Conjure the Dark.
All of these sound horrible, but let me tell you, on the webinar, when they started talking about the bug one, instantly no. Instantly.
Lauren,
I couldn't even go on and stuff to be a bug.
I wish you would have seen the messages we were getting as a team from her. There'd be little like random heck no's in here and nope.
No. What were you going to say, Lauren?
Okay, but I read the description for that one, and it says it takes place in a futuristic 1950s home, which is my vibe. Okay. I'm obsessed with that. So I'm hoping it's going to be like sci-fi, kind of like lime green ooze. Just
it sounded that way. Like their blood and guts was definitely mentioned many times. So I definitely think it's going to be that kind of vibe, but ew.
Yeah. I'm going to be walking through the house, like looking at just, their sets are amazing. These are built on real sound stages. Right. I mean,
and so
I'm always looking at the sets, and that's how I get scared, is because I'm just looking at all the detail, and then someone comes at me and I'm like, I was looking at that.
Like you ruined it for me.
Which we should say that the performers are not allowed to touch you. And also, please don't touch the performers. That's inappropriate. Oh my God.
Oh God in heaven, he's back.
Sorry, Lauren, you can't see. We have comments and that we can see come in. And I love Frank. He has the funniest things to say. But before you put his up there, performers are not allowed to touch you. You're not allowed to touch the performers. So go in knowing that. Also, you cannot come dressed up with like masks and stuff. Right. Lauren, do people come like dressed up? I thought this was a little more casual.
It was more like, so when we had Beetlejuice, like people were dressed up Beetlejuice inspired.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. But so there is a costume policy. I know for a fact you cannot wear a mask because Halloween Horror Nights kind of lends itself for shenanigans and hijinks. So Universal takes Universal takes security very seriously. So definitely go prepared to be scared, but also like, please don't be a jerk.
Yeah, they take security very seriously. We were not allowed to bring in, like during the park days, the security is very different from at Horror Nights. Yes. Like you're not allowed to bring in a lot of stuff that you're normally allowed to bring in during the daytime.
Yes. All right, put up Frank's.
All right, here we go. It's always a paragraph with him. Hello, here is my question of the day. But first, Michael Myers, the actor? My actual question. Which film or film series would make a good Halloween exhibit at a theme park? My vote goes towards my favorite Halloween film, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. What say you?
First of
Oh
all,
my
Frank,
gosh.
when you write actor in all caps, I instantly think Akatar because my brain switched to those two, which is a book called A Court of Thorns and Roses. So you totally like had me super confused for a second. But I mean, Universal, to Lauren's point, it's a freaking studio lot, and they have that really cool what is it, that makeup, what's the makeup thing show, the show with the
They have
makeup?
a horror makeup show, yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 years, maybe it was either 2012 to 2014 or 2013 to 2015. They did a Rocky Horror Show. They did a little stage show.
That's awesome.
Was it good?
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was my favorite thing, but they ended up tearing that stage down. It was near where like Disaster and the Fast and Furious, the Fast and Furious is.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
yes.
go on that ride. So
It sucks.
yeah,
It's
Tell me how you really feel.
it sucks.
that and Kong.
I mean, would you put a Halloween exhibit at the theme park though? Like, I feel Halloween Horror Nights totally makes sense at Universal because it's a studio and like it's Halloween, like that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense as part of like the regular theme park though.
Well, and Universal Hollywood tried this. They had a Walking Dead horror nights
That's
house. They had a
right.
year-round thing, and it did pretty okay. But I think if it were more something like Rocky Horror, where there's, even
Like
if
a
it were
fandom
just a
for it.
limited time thing, if they could do it, even during park hours, but like just through the Halloween season, it would be awesome.
I mean, I agree though. I think
That
Rocky
show was
Horror would be
amazing.
super cool. Yeah, that would be a cool one. Frank, I'm the worst person to ask because I avoid scary movies like the plague. So I'm just gonna default to your response.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the same because I just laugh at horror movies. Like they just make me laugh. I'm not scared. They bore me.
Sounds like you need to go to Halloween Horror Nights then, Andy.
Yeah, we'll see.
They can't touch you.
I mean, that
No.
doesn't bother me. Like we went to where did we go? San Antonio, and we were doing like all the Ripley's haunted houses and stuff like that through there. And
Okay.
we've done haunted houses around and all that, different ones. But I just vividly remember this one. We were walking through, and the people I'm with were terrified. I mean, like tears are coming down their face, and I'm just sitting around going, "What's up?"
So I'll never go to something scary with you. Cool.
No, 'cause I'll laugh at you the whole
I'll go
time.
with Lauren because she appreciates the architecture of things, which I can appreciate. I will not go with you. So
See, Frank
Yes.
is my guy.
So Lauren, your note about checking out the haunted houses, because to your point, they are like they're studio quality. Have you ever done the behind the scenes tour where you can actually like go to the haunted houses during the day?
I want to. My husband doesn't. I'm one of those like I want to destroy the magic. Like I want to know. I want to know all the secrets, and he does not.
Lauren sounds like my kind of people. I like her.
Okay, well, I would do with you 100% because I want to see it. I don't want to be terrified by it.
Mm-hmm. But I think if it were like, so 1 year was Krampus. I love that movie, and that house was beautiful. I would have paid so much money to just walk through that during the day. But then I don't know if it'd be as great walking through it at night. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's a completely different experience though, because like during the day, there's a reason all these horror movies take place at night because nighttime is inherently scary. When you see something during the day, you're like, oh, that's just a bit of dust, and you see it at night, and you're like, oh, it's
Oh, and when they pipe in the
sorry, what?
smells.
no. They pipe in smells.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Texas
wait, no.
Chainsaw?
Tell me more.
Exit.
Tell me more.
What? Texas Chainsaw? What?
They piped in like right. I mean, I don't know how you get like a rotting flesh type smelling candle, but like you were at a slaughterhouse. Like there were slaughtered animals.
Oh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh my God.
The Exorcist, when she's like projectile vomiting, that's another smell I won't forget.
How many of these do you think they're just baking Bertie Bott's beans?
Oh my God. Gross. Gross.
So, Lauren, sorry. I have a question for you. These
All right,
haunted
Frank.
houses. Hey, I've spent a lot of time with that man over the years. It was inevitable at some point.
Hold on.
These haunted houses, kind of walk us through how the haunted house is set up, inside the park, and is it a tall structure? Is it a long walk through? Are there different levels to it? Kind of walk me through that for somebody
For the
who's never
haunted
done
houses,
one.
not the scary.
Yeah, for the haunted houses, just in general, for someone that's never done them before.
Okay, I think I kind of missed the first part. I was, I think, buffering, but you were talking about like structures inside.
Yeah, so is it a long walk? Is there different levels to it?
Rachel's gonna hate this.
Yes.
There was one year, I know for a fact, we had to crawl through something.
Oh no.
There's
Closing the screen.
usually, and it was like you just had to like bend down and like I don't think they do that one anymore. I remember that in the very early years. There is usually one that you're walking like on a bridge, and you're a tunnel that spins, so it just really disorients you. Half of these houses are intense, and so you're just like, it's a maze. It's literally called maze. Okay. And then there are some in the sound stages at the front of the park. And yes, there have been like swinging and flying scare actors.
That's amazing.
No, thank you.
A lot of
so I want to circle back. So let's go through your day, right? Because you're the expert.
No, we go through your night.
Okay. I cannot believe how many times you've been. I knew you had been a couple. I didn't realize you've been going every year for the past 10 years. Oh my gosh. So, all right. You used to wait in the early entry area. But do you always still, even with Express Pass, do you still start in the back and work your way forward? Do you still get in the park early? How are you doing that? And like, do you prioritize the haunted houses, or do you just do whatever the heck you want?
Again, I don't know, maybe something on my end. But I think, so what we'll do now is, and what we kind of did last year, what I'm thinking we're going to probably do this year. So we have Express, and we would rather stay until the end of the night. So we'll go to the parks during the day. We'll go back to the hotel, lay by the pool, nap, and then we'll let all the people go in and do it at first. And then once the sun kind of starts to set, then we head to the parks. So here's where multiple nights works really well. We're going to go at our own pace. We're going to stay until close. And for any of our favorites, those will be our repeats. So at the end of the night, you can run back in line, or we won't use our Express, and then because you only get it one time a night. So we can like redo our favorites, or we'll try and save, like, okay, well, let's do 4 houses tonight, maybe do a favorite, and then we'll have like some new ones to do tomorrow, so we're not doing everything in one night. And it is different. So if you can do it with your Express during the middle of the night, and then you do it like right at the end before closing, you're going to get different scare actors in there. Yeah. You're going to get different characters. So the same house is never the same.
That's true, because it's not like an attraction where it's just a set thing. You have people interacting with you. Yeah, that's a good point.
And there's totally different characters that they'll replace them with too.
Do you ride any rides, or do you just do haunted houses and stuff?
We do, and that's what helps to break up the terrifying times. So it kind of is nice, like, especially when you go into the Harry Potter area and you're like, okay, I can go get an ice cream. I can kind of relax. But honestly, you kind of just have to drink the whole time and go get yourself some pizza fries because you're not going to escape.
But there are like safe zones where you can go and like not be scared. Because I know there's like
Right.
what do we say, 5 scare zones plus the haunted houses. So it seems like the park is really full of scary stuff. But you can go and like give yourself
They
a break.
stick to their zone, yes.
Okay.
There was one year that they didn't, though.
What?
Yeah. The only place they could not follow you was the bathroom.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
it was free
fantastic.
roam. It was a Walking Dead themed year. So I want to say
Oh,
like
okay.
every scare zone was Walking Dead. And
Gotcha.
yeah.
I think I remember that. People were pretty excited about that, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Did you
Back
like
when the
that?
show was in its height. I thought it was really funny because there were scare actors just walking into like the candy shop.
I would hate that.
And they're just like standing behind people waiting for them to turn around. Or, they go up to some girl who's reading a map and just pop it. And yeah, they don't do that anymore though, sadly.
Yeah, because it's a new thing that they can't touch you, right? Like relatively new?
My first year that I did it, 2012, I was terrified. My husband was dragging me through the, I think it was Silent Hill. He's dragging me through Silent Hill for like the 7th time. And by this time, I had memorized where all the scare actors were.
Nice.
So I knew a guy was coming and he has this giant like axe. And I was just like, okay, he's going to come down at me. Then we got this. Well, he thought I was going to stop. I thought he wasn't going to go after me. And he hits me on the head with it.
Oh, no. Hit you like hard?
It's styrofoam. And then he totally breaks character. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm fine. It's cool. And he's like still reaching at me. He's like, no, I got to make sure. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. This isn't terrifying anymore. So once you get like accidentally assaulted by a scare actor,
assaulted,
you're not scared anymore. So
that's fair because it takes you completely out of the experience because now you're like, oh, this is 100% fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
So in doing preparation for tonight's show, I was reading that in years past, you could do the entire night and really not have to walk through a scare zone. You could avoid them. But now you have to walk through them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, they force you to get scared.
Yes. And my friend and I, Jordan, we tested this theory. We went through, because there was one scare actor we thought was just gorgeous. We wanted a picture of her. And we were trying to get a picture. And just because we were not scared and we wanted pictures, they avoided us. They wanted nothing to do with us.
Oh, wow.
So we wait like 30 minutes where there's a shift change and we go back through and we are pretending to cry and we're laughing so hard. It does look like we're crying and we're acting terrified and we get swarmed and circled by them.
Wow. All right. All right. Now
if you're terrified, they're going to come for you. If you are obnoxious, trying to take their picture and like get near them, they don't want anything to do with you. So just act brave and you'll be fine.
Oh, that is a legit great tip. I mean, all of them are, but like that one,
these have been great.
They all are, but that one I can definitely work with.
If I'm like holding on to my husband walking through a house, they will go after me. If I walk behind him or in front of him and I'm just walking through like this and looking at everything, they don't come after me. They have to actually come after him. They want to scare the guys and make the guys scream like a girl.
I think I would do the same thing if I was them. Like, it's a lot more fun to scare a guy than it is a girl, obviously. Because men scream, it's hilarious.
It's why we scare our husbands. It's so satisfying to scare a big, strong man and hear his little girly scream.
A little girly scream and like the yes.
Yes.
Because when he scares me, my fists are up and like ready to like punch. So I'm not as fun to scare.
Rachel's
over here. Do you actually get scared in the haunted houses? Like, because you've been so many times, do you still get like that rush of like adrenaline? You must, that's why you go.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I don't scream or anything. I don't really react. My reaction is just like, oh, like I try to really hold everything in.
Okay.
And I'll bring like I'll bring like something secure, like a security something to hold on to.
Okay. That's smart. Like a little piece of comfort. Okay.
Like, this is just my sweatshirt. Okay, my cat busted in, so she is.
Which one? I still can't recognize them all.
Luna.
That's Luna. Okay, because Luna and Lily, they're the same-ish color.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They look pretty identical. Hey.
Aw, Luna baby.
Eat my plant and destroy it even more.
There you go.
That's what cats are good for. So you mentioned pizza fries. I've heard about the food at Halloween Horror Nights. You know I'm a big Disney foodie festival junkie. So talk to us about the food and of course the drinks because Universal also has some pretty solid drinks. So, you know, the haunted house is fine, but hype me up for the food.
Pizza fries are everything and more. I've tried to make them at home. You cannot recreate it.
Really?
Yeah.
They have some like secret sauce in them then.
They really do.
Oh my
Ours
God.
turned out okay. But yeah, the ones at Horror Nights are it, especially after being terrified. You just get really hungry.
Where's that comment? Wait, hold on. There it is. This is from earlier, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, 100%. So I've heard about the pizza. Do they have other things? Do they have any like specialty? You know how Disney always has like themed drinks. Do they do any like themed drinks or is it just like their normal stuff?
Yes. So they did a Haunting of Hill House last year, which I was really hoping we would get Bly Manor. Sadly, we did not. Hopefully it's coming. And they did themed drinks, like a tea party one. So I don't know if you've seen Haunting of Hill House. Probably not.
Probably not. I'm gonna
Let's just go with no.
I don't want to ruin anything, but there's a very.
I'm not going to ever watch it. So go ahead.
She's never gonna sit down.
Go
and be
ahead.
Like, okay,
You're
so
fine.
This is what Lauren was talking.
I will literally never watch that.
There's a very deadly tea party that happens in the show. There's some poison. So they made a drink of, you know, like the tea party drink, and there was some themed food. And then like for Stranger Things, they definitely did some themed food, which is really good.
You know, I'm kind of surprised they don't have a Stranger Things this year because it's like huge this year.
Yeah, I'm wondering maybe next year. And I know when they did do the Stranger Things, they did two years. And then they even had to leave it open during the day and had day guests able to go through it.
Oh, wow.
It was like part of their contract or something. So yeah, I wonder if there's just something in the works. There's been a few times, gosh, it probably happens every year and we just don't know it, where they have issues with the IPs and have to renegotiate stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Whenever you're working with IP, it's always a mess. So the food, do you eat before or do you like I don't know. Some people probably can't handle like getting scared on a full stomach and some people makes them hungry. So do you guys like eat before and then snack or what's your game plan for food?
Well, I always pack my own snacks. I love my little beef sticks. But I guess it kind of is the same with, you know, when you're on any other kind of vacation. But the great thing about Universal is everything is so close to each other. So there have been times where we've had to just escape the parks because it got way too crowded. Even with Express Pass, you're just bumping into people. And I feel like something else that people kind of need to be prepared for is because they do sell alcohol basically at every turn. You know, there are people who are heavily intoxicated. There's smoking in lines, even though there's not supposed to be. So there's times where you need an excuse to leave the park. And, you know, we'll go to Hard Rock next door and grab a burger. But what we love is we stay at Cabana Bay. And them and some of the other hotels now too, I've read, they keep their dining areas open an hour after Horror Nights. So you can go in and they have grab and go pizzas that you can take back to your room and eat.
That's really nice. Yes.
That's super
smart. So they've kind of made it really flexible because the food at Universal, I mean, it just doesn't compare to Disney.
Yeah, it's not as good.
It's really not. I'll be the first one to admit that. Especially when you come back from a trip from Disneyland yesterday and you're like,
Look, Disneyland is the pinnacle of theme park food.
yeah.
It really is. I saw your quesadilla. Let's not even talk about that.
Oh, I wanted one every day.
So good. So you can come and go with your Halloween Horror Nights ticket. You don't have to stay. You can take a breather and then go back.
Yes, which is nice too, because you never know with the rain. We are in hurricane season. So another good reason to plan for multiple nights. Our very last night last year, we were just completely rained out for the first 3 hours.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. If it is raining, I guess they're not doing anything, right?
Yeah, they'll leave some houses open because they're completely covered. That there will not be any scare actors out. So maybe you would love that, Rachel.
I would love that. We plan for a night that it's going to pour down rain.
Rachel's just walking around in a poncho. Oh, neat.
Like I can enjoy everything and no one's bothering me. Fantastic.
Exactly. And you'll just hear all the squeaky shoes in the houses.
Oh my God.
That's going to elevate the scary, I would feel like.
If I'm outside, no.
No, if you're inside.
No, I won't. No, I'm not going to go inside. But so that is a great point because we are peak hurricane season during Halloween. So that is a great point. And the ticket is rain or shine. So you're not going to get a refund because of rain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The event does go on. Those houses are open because they're covered.
Yeah. It's just like the ambient stuff that adds to the thrill factor that you'd be missing out on.
Yeah, the shows will be canceled. All the scare actors in the scare zones will be gone. And those are like my favorite thing to do is to just sit there and people watch during the scare zones.
I would like that. I would like to people watch on a bench, maybe backed up to a tree,
So nobody scares her from behind.
So nobody scares me from behind. Like I can see what's going on.
There's a solid wall behind me. We're good.
So
That's
tell me about the shows, right? I know that they announced that there's going to be like this aerial fire show. And look, I kind of am very fascinated with that. I love aerial and I think fire is super cool. So I think that's a returning one. Do you like the shows? Do you make time to see that stuff?
Yeah, it's like something mayhem.
It's called
seen them.
I got the name right here. It's called
what's it?
Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire.
There we go.
Yeah. It's
a cool name.
Show that sparked a firestorm last year is ablaze with a new nightmare. The pyro and aerial performers are back to reignite your fears.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, we've seen them a few times. I'm not there for that, but it is nice if you need a break. And it's mostly because the whole entering and exiting a stadium type thing stresses me out. And aerial acts kind of stress me out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So two things.
And I'm like, I'd rather just like sit here and watch the scary clowns like scare people.
So the show it's just a show. Like no one's really bothering you. You just go for the entertainment factor.
Yeah, you'd be safe.
Okay.
And that's where you find Rachel.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I love the old Bill and Ted ones, and then
yes, I heard about those. Yeah,
and those are gone, and so they replaced it with these things, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not interested. I want the old stuff back.
Well, they got to keep it interesting for people who come every year.
Yeah, and it seems to be the crowd that is coming is the ones who are interested in these types of shows because of this. Like I said, it's just gotten bigger and bigger. It used to be 8 houses. They jumped to 10 for like an anniversary year, and they have just not dropped back down. And
yeah, I mean that's a lot. So yeah, 100%. It makes it seem like if you have limited time and you want to see as much as you can, it's like you have to have the express pass.
Oh yeah, if you were doing it one day only, you have to get express. Even 2 days, I would do one with express, one without, so you can like repeat your favorites.
Yeah, figure out your favorites with express pass.
Shows, spend one day on rides, but like the great thing about the express is that you're getting it for the rides also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what me and my husband do is we just stay at Cabana Bay now because if you stay at one of the deluxe resorts, yes, during the day you get express to the parks, but that express does not carry over at Horror Nights. Mm-hmm. So we'll just stay at Cabana Bay and we buy express, Horror Nights tickets, and we get express for rides at least at one of the parks. So we'll spend our days in the morning, you know, going to ride Hagrid's Velocicoaster, which didn't even have express last year.
It still doesn't.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't really worth paying the extra money anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point, because at Islands of Adventure, there are 2 rides that you need express pass for, don't participate, but they're part of early entry, which you get because you stay on site. So yeah,
Exactly.
okay. So you definitely recommend staying on site then when you go for Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah.
Because if you're staying offsite and you're trying to come in and exit Horror Nights, good luck. I've had friends who it takes them like an hour or more to get back to their hotel just because waiting for the Uber, the surge pricing, the traffic getting in and out of the resort area. I mean, it's insane. Even you can't even like cheat the system anymore by going back to a hotel and getting a ride from there. It's bananas. It's just so much easier to have your travel agent book you at one of the Universal resorts.
Look at
like
you
her.
segueing for us
I
so
like
perfect.
Good people she is.
So I know Halloween Horror Nights, did it used to stay open until 2 a.m.? Because this year I know it's open until 2 a.m. Does it always stay open that late?
Yes, I think like on Wednesday, Thursdays, they're only open till maybe 12 or 1. And then those Fridays, Saturdays, those are typically like the 2 a.m.s. And Sunday, I want to say, is around 1. They always change it up, but that's pretty typical.
I mean, that's like, it opens at 6:30. That's a solid 7.5 hours.
That's a long day.
But to your point, like, you're going to have to take a nap because there's no way I'm staying up until 2 a.m. if I've been in the park since 7.
Right. If you're doing early entry, again, stay on site.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps if you're
early entry, go back, hang out by the pool, get ready for Horror Nights, grab a quick little dinner. The cafeteria, the dining at Cabana Bay is one of my favorites. They have such good stuff. So we'll eat, or, you know, even just the 2 of us, we'll get one of those family suites where we have like a nice little setup in the little kitchenette.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll make some food there, save some money. And then you just go into the parks for Horror Nights once the entering crowd is left, because a lot of people will wait at the gates for the opening ceremonies.
I'm sorry. Did you just say the opening ceremonies?
Yes,
I
you did.
sure did.
Okay, I need you to elaborate on that now. We're going to put your story on pause, and I need to know more about that.
You should look up the one from last year. There's a really great video on TikTok of Jack the Clown. So he is the mascot of Horror Nights. Okay. And another fun fact, the people at Universal Hollywood don't even know who Jack is. They don't have like an icon. But anyway, he opened it up, and it's quite terrifying to have this giant evil clown coming at you with a microphone and welcoming you to the event with the rest of his icons. And it's quite terrifying. You know, they've got the chainsaws without the chain going, and yeah,
no, that sounds miserable. No, thank you.
They'll open the gates, let everyone in. Mayhem starts.
You kind of reminded me though, because you said you've been to the Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood, right? Are they comparable? No.
Universal's better.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I feel like Hollywood would just do it so much more because it's Hollywood. They are literally on a backlot. It's not as good.
No, we would walk through and it was like black curtain, like transition hallways. And I was like, what is this unfinished mess?
Oh my gosh.
Universal would never, like Orlando would never.
Well, and I think, and
because they have 2 different teams though. Like they are 2 different teams, 2 different, like they're very separate, which is crazy.
And I think I've seen the Universal Hollywood haunted houses, so I get what you're saying with the transition. Like it looks like there's a lot of downtime in between the rooms that you go into. And
Hollywood will let you record while you're going through the houses. Universal does not.
Oh no.
Only during media events can people record, and so you can go online and, you know, look at what the houses have looked like. But yeah, anybody can go in and at any time and just start recording through Hollywood's. They'll have like 1 or 2 that they like just go all out on, but the rest it's like curtain, transition, scary thing.
Yeah, because I mean, not that I want to be scared or anything, but like if somebody's recording in front of me, that totally takes you out of it. That's so distracting. And honestly, that's really rude.
It is.
Ugh. Okay. So if you're going to do Halloween Horror Nights, if you're going to spend the money where it's superior, it sounds like.
Yeah. Plus Hollywood, all those like the escalators and levels, it's exhausting.
Yeah. Their park is weird.
It's very odd.
It's really weird.
But if I have one more tip.
Yes, I was about to say, any other tips?
It is to grab the park map and really, really study it, because on there it will tell you where the house entrance is, but also where it exits, and which is very important because, like I said, these are mazes. You are in backstage area. It will spit you out like across 3 houses where you could enter a different one, and it spits you out right at the entrance of another one. So definitely try and look at the map online ahead of time, or grab one and really study it to plan out your attack. And
strategize.
Yeah, that's a lot of walking.
I mean, that's an excellent point about the exits, because okay, I know where you enter, but where do I exit and where does that put me? That is an excellent point. I never would have thought about that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Any other tips for people who want to be scared? We're going to just pretend that everyone listening right now wants to be scared. So ignore me. Any other tips that you think would be helpful? I mean, everything you've said so far has been incredibly helpful. But anything else you want to add?
This is a wild event. I would try to go in not expecting to do everything the first day. You kind of have to learn as you go. So definitely try and do a multi-day ticket. Even if you can just do like that Rush of Fear pass, it's $129. That's still going to be cheaper than buying 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Locals will go on the weekends. So as always, the Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday night, those are going to be the less crowded. And if you can get Express, get it for at least one night. Just know those prices are crazy. Like I think on a Saturday, Express is $189 on top.
Yeah, Express is more than the ticket.
Yeah. So that's when you start looking at, those passes. This is why I go this time of year every year. It's the cheapest ticket option with Express for multi-night.
Mm-hmm. And I think Halloween is already sold out. I think there's like 1 or 2 nights where you can't go now.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And for the huge Halloween Horror Nights fan, they do have that one pass. It's like, I think $350-ish. You get access every single night it's open.
That's crazy.
No.
And if you're a Premier pass holder, you get a free ticket also.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our annual pass holders that are listening, Premier annual pass holders that are listening, yes.
Free night.
And we also have, just as a travel agent plug, military, Florida resident, and annual pass holders do have exclusive Halloween Horror Night packages. So we can book those for you. We can book Halloween Horror Night packages, which will include a ticket to Halloween Horror Nights. We can also, have you ever done a VIP tour?
No, and I want to.
I've heard those are really good. So they start out at $299 a person, and they don't include your ticket to Halloween Horror Nights, but they do include Express Pass, which you get to use the whole day. And it's a maximum party of 6. It's really good, but that could be something else that could help you expedite, because you get guaranteed entry with the VIP into every haunted house, and they cut the entire line. So
they cut Express too. They just walk straight up.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, you were here first." No, we're here first.
Exactly. Like, I know you paid a lot, but we paid even more. So
yeah, it's exactly that. Well, awesome. I love it. I'm so glad you were able to come on today. I love everything you had to say because I didn't have to experience it myself. Now everybody knows, and I didn't have to go. I'm so happy.
So Lauren, I have to ask because you've been so many times. What is your all-time favorite haunted house that you've been through, or even all-time favorite year at Halloween Horror Nights?
Ooh,
Take us down that memory lane.
I mentioned Krampus earlier. It's still one of my favorites. Also, Poltergeist. That is one I wish I could redo. I love that movie so much. I will put it on to go fall asleep too. Like,
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
I love this show.
And Insidious was a great one too. My husband screamed like a girl a lot in that one.
This is
Pure
amazing.
fun.
This is
I
the best.
think I would hate all of that.
Don't do the scare actor dinner then.
Oh, I won't do any of that. The only thing that interests me is the behind the scenes tour. Because like you said, like they're works of art, these things. They're literal sound stages. Like I am very fascinated by all that. I just don't want to be scared.
I'll go with you. I'll hold your hand.
Okay, thank you. Well, Andy, close us out.
All right, Lauren, we appreciate you so much for joining us today. This was one of my favorite episodes just because watching Rachel squirm the whole night has been just a highlight for me. Guys, make sure you follow Lauren at Lovely Lily & Co. on Instagram. It's an incredible page. She's got incredible stuff over there. And once again, there's her website right there for you guys. Get on there, take a look. She's got some cool stuff. It's not my cup of tea because I don't wear any of this, but this is definitely something to get for you. Like if they wear ears, kind of like this one right below me does, that's the perfect gift for them. If there's a Disney trip coming up, you need to get in touch with her. Get the stuff without question, without fail. So, Lauren, we appreciate you coming on. But that is it for us tonight here at Earstravagant Adventures. Next week, we are back with some new exciting what is next week?
Don't spoil it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I know what it is now. And then we're going to start talking about this now. Special start time on September 11th. Special show. Special start time. D23 Roundup, 6 p.m. Central. We're going to break down the entire weekend. All the news, all the excitement from D23. So, guys, make sure you check us out. We want to thank Alan Z Travel for sponsoring tonight's episode. Alan Z Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or wherever your heart calls you. Let their talented team of travel experts, including yours truly, create a custom vacation for you without any of the stress. Alan Z on over to alanz-travel.com / take the trip to get in touch with Rachel, myself, or one of our other talented travel experts. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Until next time, tell someone you love them. Peace, love, and joy. We out.